I was trying to balance myself on the rails without any support. So I pushed a bit harder. I fell over. We went through and appeared at the other side, and then blood was just all over. It was just coming out. I could literally feel my bones rubbing against each other. Oh God. It was the most painful thing I had ever experienced.
Hello, welcome back to the socials with stories from all over Africa. We are going on a short break. Keep watching. Welcome back. With me today is Randy Tax.
Hello everyone, it's me again.
We are glad to have you.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm glad to be the host again. Adelaide, I hope you know and you remember.
I am sure they do.
All right.
So,
take us away.
Yes, this is actually a very exciting story of mine. It's when I had my first surgery.
Okay, not too exciting.
Oh well, it is for somebody who was studying science in high school and so enthusiastic about what the future could hold. It was pretty exciting to me at the time. You watch movies, this medical series, and you get so much into the movie and the characters, and all you want to be is a medical doctor, a surgeon with your stethoscope around you and your lab coat and all. It was fascinating back then. So I say it's a very exciting experience for me, even though you never know the outcome of any surgery, but then it was still fun to go through that.
I don't know. Surgery feels like danger. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so this was first year in high school. I went to one of the best high schools in Ghana, of course, Accra Academy. I think somewhere in 2016, it was one Sunday afternoon. We had gone to church and all. The place where we live is a story building. We were on the first floor. As usual, my mom was inside, but then for some reasons, I decided to come out, so I was sitting on the staircase, right, just taking in some fresh air, the usual Sunday afternoon vibe in Ghana. So that was happening, and for some weird reasons, I had this funny thought to sit on the rails of the staircase. If I'm to describe it, I would say it's like once you have the staircase, one part of it is a wall, then the other part is the rails, right?
Yeah,
so
usually.
Yeah, so I was sitting on the rails and I was trying to balance myself on the rails without any support. I don't know why, but funny enough,
as a child,
I was in high school.
Scary. Probably you are full of adventures. Yeah, that's all I can think about.
Yes, and so I was doing that. I sat on the rails, and funny thing, what happened was that, of course, I was worried about my safety as well. So the first thing I did was that I sat on the rails and pushed myself back just so I could sit perfectly flat on it.
Wow.
But then, so the first time I did that, I was still scared, so I leaned back again to, the staircase. Then I tried again, so I pushed against the wall just to say, I don't like the look you're giving me. I don't know.
I can't help it. I'm scared, and then I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yes, I don't know, but it felt like it was fun. I don't know. I sincerely don't know what I was thinking, but I pushed the second time, and again, I didn't push hard enough, so I again fell back to the staircase. Then the third time, I decided to push a little bit harder. So,
I like where this is going.
So I pushed a bit harder. Then now I was perfectly flat on the rails without any support. And the only thing I could think of at that time, because there wasn't anything to hold on, so I tried to hold on just the metal I was sitting on.
Yes. A number of lines.
Yes, but then the top one is just one straight metal.
Yeah.
So I realized that no, I was losing balance bit by bit. So I held on to, it's like sitting like this. Then I held on to the metal, trying to balance myself, but obviously it couldn't support my weight. So the next thing that happened was I fell over from the first floor of the story building. So I fell over, and right beneath the staircase, you have this short wall. There's another room over there. So we have this short wall, and you see this metal spikes that people put on their walls to prevent thieves from. So when I fell over, because there was a little bit of space under the staircase, between the staircase and the wall, for some weird reason, my left arm slid under the staircase during the fall. I don't know how that happened. You know, a normal fall, I was expecting to just come all the way straight down. But then for some reason, my arm just slid under and the metals just went through my arm.
No.
It went, I'm not kidding. It went, what are you doing?
No.
What are you doing? So it went through it. It went through and appeared at the other side. And one thing I forgot to mention, when that happened, the wall is also it's short for a wall, but then it's not like, it's longer than my height. So it means that my feet could not reach the floor.
Ground, yeah.
So I was literally hanging with my arm, you know, in the metal.
No.
This is something that happened, you know. So I was just hanging and I was just there. I think I blacked out for a few seconds. And, you know, there was this young man who used to stay with us. So he was just coming into the house. And he just came to meet the scene of me with my arm in the thing. It was just so frightening. So he just quickly rushed to me and then he lifted me so that I could pull my arm out of it. So I just lifted my arm slowly out of the thing. And then he brought me down and then blood was just all over. It was just coming out. It was such a frightening scene. The first time I had experienced like just seeing blood like that. So I was just,
the movies you mentioned.
Of course. I mean, I'm talking about real life here. So the entire time I was just holding my arm like this because my bones were broken, you know, because of the, you know, piercing. And God. I could literally feel my bones rubbing against each other. Oh God. It was the most painful thing I had ever experienced. And I couldn't let my hand go because the moment you make any slight movement, then you feel your bones just rubbing.
Yeah.
So I was just holding my arm like this the entire time. And so the guy screamed my mom's name and my mom rushed downstairs. It was like, what? So she just came and she just saw me holding my hand and with blood all over. And she was just so scared, you know. And up to now, anytime somebody screams, you know, then she has that reaction because I think it takes her back to when that thing happened. And so quickly they try to. I don't like this look you're giving me.
I'm confused for a short while, people. I don't know if anyone is with me, but
yeah. So they quickly rushed me to the hospital, the Kolibu Teaching Hospital in Accra, Ghana. So we got there, and it was a Sunday. But then, usually hospitals are less busy on Sundays, so the nurses were just seated over there. So the moment my car pulled over, then a nurse just rushed to us and she just attended to me. So I was just holding my hand, like I said, and I think I wasn't even wearing any shirts. I was in shorts when the thing happened with my bare chest. So I couldn't even wear anything. So I just appeared at the hospital just in shorts, and oh man, it was this very weird experience. So they attended to me, they treated the wound, and you know, all the hospital staff. Then after cleaning the wound and all, I was to undergo surgery the next day. And you know, at that point, I was feeling a little bit better. I had this cloth I was using to, because I couldn't hold my arm forever. So I was just hanging my arm in it for the time being. So, I mean, they prepared everything. And I was just, even though I was scared, I was a little bit excited. I don't know if that's, you know, because I was like, whoa. So, I mean, I watched all of these medical movies and this is going to happen to me for the first time. So the day came and...
Wow, I don't think I'll feel like that.
No, because, you know, back then I really wanted to be a medical doctor and all. So I wanted to be a surgeon specifically. So the next day, they wheeled me to the theater. All the doctors were there, you know. When I saw them, I was excited. And like, because they had their masks on, you know, the lab coats, and, you know, everything. The place just looked nice to me. I mean, I'm allowed to have that feeling, right?
I think so.
Yes, I love medicine at the time.
I'm coming from the place of an emotional woman. I think I'm siding with your mom more than with you, because you know she had to go through the trauma.
Well, yes, that is true.
I could still, you know, understand your perspectives. You go right ahead.
Okay. So we got there and then they looked at my wound. You know, all the stuff they do. You know, they stuck some tubes all over me. I think to be monitoring my vitals as the surgery proceeded. So when they were about to begin, I remember one of the doctors, the surgeons, asked me I should attempt stretching my arm. In my mind, I was like,
Why would you try?
What is this man asking me to do? I couldn't even move my arm an inch, and you're here asking me to try to stretch. So I think he was just trying to figure out the intensity of the pain. And the pain too. So I told him, I know, like, I can't do it. I didn't even attempt it because I knew what I was feeling at the time. So after I told him that, then they just passed a tube, over my nose, and before I knew it, I was gone. I mean, the next thing was when I just opened my eyes and the surgery was done. I mean, that wasn't fun, but then I knew it was going to be painful, but seeing them with their scalpels, and the noise those things make, that's kind of exciting, but then I missed all of that, so you missed the real part. Yes.
The most exciting part to you.
Yes, and anytime I think back, I don't know, I just always ask myself that, what was I thinking? Because this was pretty scary, and back in the day too, medical care wasn't, as advanced. I mean, it was, but then not everyone could easily get access to good medical care. Indeed. So I was
especially in our part of the world.
Exactly.
Let's be realistic.
If this had happened, that's maybe a more rural part of Ghana. I mean, it would have been very difficult because I'm sure the best thing they would have done is try to treat you with some herbs and all, because that's how
they are eventually effective, from at least the few I've seen, but towards the end, as Africans, that's what we have known all our lives, and the socials being about African tales. You usually get quite effective treatment, but the timeline of, let's say that maybe after the surgery you're able to stretch your arm or have a few, might probably take a year getting healed, while someone who goes for the orthodox, the surgery and others uses a month or two to get better. So how long did it take you recovering? The
recovery process, I think, took like a month. So I had the POP over, and when it happened, school was on vacation. So
oh wow, that's conducive.
Yes, exactly. But then school reopened, I think 2 weeks after. I was in the hospital for just a week, because after the surgery I was feeling better. Everybody in the house was attending to me. Everyone was at my beck and call. Oh man, I felt like a celeb.
After being stubborn and taking,
Yes, I mean, I was just, and the funny thing is,
slightly undeserved, but
come on. The funny thing is, I was actually very fine, except that, I had my broken arm, but health-wise, I was doing perfectly. I must say that throughout this period, my mom was really, really supportive. She was always by my bedside. I mean, there were times that I would be sleeping through the night and just open my eyes and her face would be right there staring at me. And it's not even morning. This is about 4 a.m. and she's already at the hospital, just standing there and staring at me and just waiting for me to wake up, just so she can attend to me with breakfast and all. So she was really supportive, and I mean, she's the best.
Our mothers, though.
Yeah, they really go all out for us in such situations.
That's true. And I think I'll say this is one of the apps to medical facilities in our country. Sometimes we hear the very bad sides where, probably medical care doesn't go very right. But we have our good sides too. So Randy Tags had a good story.
Yes, definitely. Care. I mean, the hospital I was sent to is actually one of the best in West Africa, like with lots of facilities and all. So I was quite fortunate. If I had been somewhere else, maybe I would be telling a different story.
Probably.
So.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us to the end of the story. If you have any story of your own that you want to share with us, there's a number showing on the screen to WhatsApp only people, and then we'll feature you to share your story with us here on the socials. All stories all across Africa, we are up for that. We are down for that. Well, and to add to, don't forget to like, comment, share the video, and most importantly, subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you are alerted whenever we post something nice, something sumptuous, like stories, hopefully not surgeries. All right. But yeah, it was great hearing your story, and I think I learned to take precautions.
Yes.
Probably not sit on metal rails.
Yes, definitely.
But we've reached the age where we'll probably not do that. But watch out for our little siblings so that they don't take such risks. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.